Messenger. Thought we'd play it cool and not tell anyone, you know.
Yeah.
Until I went live.
Hey, guess what?
What?
Chuck fits.
Nice. That was you, right?
That's a win. Yeah.
Well, there's just something in talking to you last night that you had something up your sleeve.
It might have sounded a little bit more cheerful, maybe.
Well, I'm not a mind reader, but yeah, you and I think a lot alike. So I assumed that you had something up your sleeve by what you were saying. After he went off line last night.
All right, since I'm live, I'm just gonna do one sec for a sec, Dr. Bob. Sorry, I did. All right, everyone. There's my dead lathe out there. How you going, Joy? Sid is here, and he is loaning me a lathe he had spare, so I can continue turning. Sorry, Dr. Bob. There you go. Now my monitor and light is over there.
He's got to reconfigure his whole shed now.
And he's got another one to buy and build.
Yep. That one.
So now he'll be at the point like I am. You want to use my big lathe or my little lathe?
When I get the little lathe fixed, it's about $180 for another motor. I paid $400 for the lathe nearly 3 years ago, so that's not too bad a price, I suppose. And
I was going to ask whether you'd asked about a new motor.
Yes, Total Tools sell Carbotech lathes,
Oh.
so obviously I can just go there and get a motor.
Yeah, but you might be able to have it looked at by Robo and rebuild it if it's something simple.
Yeah, if it's just a bearing or a brush or something like that, I might be able to fix it. But it's a matter of whether I want
to try that first.
Well, if you know how
money.
nothing to lose in having to go at it.
Yeah. I was going to pull it out. It's just...
Sid, you ever rebuild a motor?
I've done a few on irrigation motors when I was in the vineyard. They can be, depending on what size they are, they can be really simple, but they can also be bloody pains in the bum. But if it's only brushes and bearings, it's not too bad.
Well, it has that when it slows down. I reckon it's bearing.
Did you loosen the belt up?
Yeah.
So it's definitely the motor, not the top bearing?
Yeah. No, it makes a when it starts up, and it continues that noise all the way through it. And then when you turn it off, it goes.
Yeah. That's a bearing.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
It's a bearing. They probably didn't have sealed bearings in it. They were cheap.
I think they're sealed.
Either that, or it could be your weather. That wasn't the right type of seal for the weather.
So what I'm doing here, Dr. Bob, is I was going to just buy an insert so that Jay could just put his chuck on this lathe, because his lathe is the same as my other ones, which are 30 by 3.5.
Yeah.
Thread. This is a 1 inch by 8 teeth per inch.
Yeah, 1 by 8. That's normal.
So I was just going to buy an insert for Jay's chuck and then grab that back off him and put in one of my chucks at home when I get the lathe back, when we go and get the big one from Robbo.
Yeah.
And Carbotech in town here have got these threaded back, no insert required, 8 teeth per inch G3s, same as what Jay's got, for $150 it was.
That's
So
not
it was
bad.
going to cost nearly $50 for the insert. So this will just come back and it'll be a dedicated. I won't have to bring a chuck from home and put a different insert in it.
How you going, Dan?
Yeah, one of my big chucks I've got a custom insert for, so I can use it on my other lathes. But
You know, everything, even the new lathe that I'm looking at, other than this one, will all have the same spindle thread.
Yeah.
This will be the only one that'll be different.
1x8 seems to be a standard, at least around here.
It's actually 1x10 is more common here if you're going into Imperial.
Ah, that's interesting. It just gives you more surface area.
On the threads, yeah.
Yeah. I'd never heard of 1x10, but I'm not a machinist. Anything can be made.
Correct.
Have you got a double-ended adapter or alignment tool so you can align the head with the tailstock?
Just done that point to point,
Okay.
which is a rudimentary way of doing it, but it's better than nothing.
Yeah, I've got the actual double-ended. I don't use it on the lathe I have now because I don't need it. But on my Reeves drive, I have a double-ended. It's just part of the lathe kit.
Yep. I did check that it all worked before I bought it up.
Yeah, more power.
Yeah, look out. You'd be into it.
Just need to have them get the bed sanded down.
I gave it a bit of a clean last night, and it's got some silver glide on the top to stop it going and getting any worse. So
Is that pocked or is that?
it has got a little bit of. It has got some pock marks in it, but it's not too bad.
How you going, Bluey?
Hey, Blue. There you go. So,
yep.
Reeves drive will only change speed when it's working.
Okay.
So, if you've got a big piece on there and you've forgotten to turn it down,
yep,
you can move it by spinning it, and but you've got to and get it back. But you've got to have it moving to adjust the speed.
All right.
Now, theoretically, it goes from about 500 to 2,000. So there she is.
Cool. Sounds good. So Bluey, I had a bit of a dilemma yesterday. My lathe's down there dead. And Sid had a spare one to lend me until I get my other one in September way. So.
I did get cheeky though.
That's good. I like that.
So I have to show that at the start and the end of every live now.
I have them. I had them made up for the furniture I made at the community store. So yeah, I thought I'm going to get cheeky. I'll whack one on the lathe.
Well, he's going to need new tool rests now because that's a different tool rest post, isn't it? He's moved up in the world for tool rests.
Yeah, and it's got the extension for the head that turns.
Yeah, that's a. You better anchor that to the floor before you go rotating the head, spinning off lathe.
Yeah, no,
I don't plan on turning the head too much. Maybe just a little bit, just to get in to the front of the bowl because I can't come around. I can't come around the back of it here because there's only 2 inches between the end of the lathe and my workbench.
Although with a longer lathe, you can lean over a lot more than what you can with the other one.
Yeah.
If you do want to turn it, that's a locking pin back there.
Yep. So
you loosen that off, pull the pin out, turn it, and it'll have index spots to hold it, and then tighten it back up again.
Did you show him how to align the headstock and tail at the same time?
Yeah.
Okay. because that is so important.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not probably something I wouldn't have thought about, to be honest.
Yeah. So that is exactly the same chuck as your other one.
Yeah.
The only difference is it hasn't got an insert in it. So,
Very interesting.
there you go.
And that has a good spindle lock too.
Spindle lock.
These don't have a spindle lock.
Oh, mine don't. My Reeves does.
No, not at all. It does have a good spindle lock.
What's that there?
I don't know. That's a good spindle lock.
Yeah, that would be.
It's not going to turn with that on there.
No.
Get my ramrod.
No, mine tends to stick every once in a while, and that's, I'll get working on it and get shavings or dust in it, and then it wants to lock on me, so I got to hit it with an air hose. No, the only problem is it's going to be 4 inches too short for him. He's going to have to get used to bending over. Or
we can put
4x4s.
Legs under. It's actually should be. Is it too short for you?
Just. That's all right. That's fine. The other one
Well,
was.
stand up and put your elbow up, and you'll know.
Yeah. So yeah.
Put your arm to your side.
Yeah, it is.
And then straight up.
See?
That should be dead center on the spindle.
Yeah, no, it's about a quarter of a foot off. But I got legs I can put it on. But
if you've got a couple that are long enough to go across both legs.
That's what I was about to say. Try and make something that goes right across.
Yeah, that'll be better
Like
with that stand. Yeah, perfect. And then you can just whack a screw down through the hole. There's a hole in the bottom of the leg.
Okay.
So you can actually screw it down to the wood.
Oh, that's too easy.
Yeah. The reason I bring it up, and I've done a lot of teaching, once you get used to a certain height, turning, and you go to a lathe that's a different height, the muscle memory is way off.
Okay.
And in doing so, you depend on muscle memory to put that tool where you want it.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't have to think about it. It just goes down and it's there. And the problem is that you can get some pretty bad catches.
Yeah, you did right.
Because
I've got 2 lathes. I've got one like this and a little Havco that's a bit bigger than what Jay's is. But the Havco was at the right height and this one was low. And if I was swapping between the lathes, it was a shocker.
Yes, it is. Dangerous.
At least the tool looks small to the lathe now, not the other way around. I was just putting this tool up against the lathe. This is over 3/4 the length of my old lathe.
It looks like a nice solid bar, cut down the vibration.
Yeah, it is. Haven't tried it, but yeah, it's nice and solid, all right. Robbo made it. It has to be solid.
Oh, yeah. Yep. So have you got the wood to raise it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I got a piece of 90 by 90.
That'll get it up just nicely.
How long can you stay with them?
Sorry?
Hey?
How long are you planning on staying?
Oh, hour or 2.
Why don't you raise the lathe? Help him
Yeah,
do that, because you can't do it by himself. It's got to have someone that can lift it.
I've done all the hard work. I put it all together.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. That was my fault.
Well, let's watch him do it.
Hey, I'll end the live now, you mongrel.
But that is something that is extremely important, is to have the lathe heights the same that you're used to. You can have some bad catches otherwise.
You're not going to like this, but I'll let you use it anyway.
Yeah.
It's not a petrol chainsaw, so it's going to be a bit slower than...
Oh, this stuff will be fine.
I've got the chopping block here.
Yep.
Pencil. Yep, in there, up the back, right up the back behind the bottles, there's a big red tape that goes across.
Oh yeah, I see it.
4 pencils. It was easy. It was easy to get to.
But then I picked the one with the.
Yeah.
Where was your tape? Up here?
Yeah, there's mostly on it. I've just got everything still in shambles from me moving stuff yesterday anyway. Oh, maybe you should come on this side and do it.
What's
So
the
you
sense
know-
of adventure?
240 cents of adventure. Turn it around. See what I mean? One blade, you reckon?
Needs a. No, it's actually the bar needs dressing.
What?
Bar needs dressing. It's cutting sideways. Possibly one side of the blade's been sharpened more than the other two.
I'm not, no comment. No comment at all.
Rightio. So if you grab one of them.
Yep. Hang on, I'm just going to move this cord out the way. There you go. Whoop, no. Yep.
Yep. And you grab the other one.
Try that. That's better. Better height. at
Yeah,
least.
done. He's gone. He hasn't even watched. How rude.
That's what I was thinking when you sent me that message to say you got a combination roll. They're nice, eh?
Yeah, they're good. Yeah, but the only thing I didn't get is
Chili.
coriander. I hate coriander.
Yeah. I can't do the cucumber. Pizza me something. Right. Right now. These are those colours too, huh? Coloured
Oh, they're bright.
Yeah.
Yeah.
$1.20 or something like that each.
Where were they?
AliExpress.
Okay. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
5 months to get here. That's the pink.
Yeah, that's what I've ordered a thing on AliExpress for doing
Oh yeah.
circumference.
That's the pink. It's
Cool.
nice. Nice
I
colours.
think I ordered it about Christmas time. It's not here yet, but it's still coming.
Yeah. No, it's bad.
I thought AliExpress, I thought it would be quick. But yeah, nah.
No. Not with the old COVID shit. It's too skinny, isn't it? Still too freaking skinny.
What sort of screw you got to go in there?
All I've got is the lathe legs that we unscrewed from the other one. That's all I've got.
Have you got a Phillips head drive thing? If you've got your washers, that's all you need. Something like that screwing in there just to hold it so it doesn't.
Well, there's a whole bucket of them down there.
Yeah. You got a Phillips drive for the
No,
drill?
no.
I'm just trying
When
to.
I would come in from
You know what the other problem is? I think I've got about 2 or 3 of them.
You don't know where they are?
No, because they're so small.
anything on the porch,
You got a screwdriver there, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right.
I don't mind screwing it in, but that doesn't
So
bother me.
just drill yourself a pilot hole and screw one of those in.
First time I've had to drill screw and stuff.
Now to just pop it rock
We
it
never
down.
closed along when you took out that pool either. No, you want to know how I know you did? Because when I was bringing in the groceries, you know, the neighbors way down there that like to let their kids run all over the place. They have a lab and a Pomeranian. They were drying the Pomeranian, so the lab took off after their lab. Then the Pomeranian came down here. Riley was outside in the backyard, and I was holding the gate.
Probably better than those because
My
you've got a
ass trying to not let Riley get out. And Gage came out and helped me while this guy chased around the Pomeranian.
that's what they're good for.
Because
That's
the
the same
Pomeranian
as
fight.
because
Nobody.
they've got that nice course, they're a good thick screw and they've got that nice coarse thread on them. The next time you go to Bunnings, so put those in now, just don't screw them right down tight because I'll go through the holes. It'll just stop the legs wobbling. Next time you go to Bunnings, you tap the washers.
Yep.
You just put a washer under it.
Oh, yeah.
And then you can pull it down tight onto the block. Oh, that's too big, mate. The screw, that.
Too big?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
for that? Oh, I'm thinking the other ones.
The bit you had in before would have been all right, or even a little bit smaller.
Now it's hot.
Yeah, good luck. Yeah. I usually put it on the beach at the beach entrance. Yeah. There was a sign that said there's one that's worded slightly different for there, and then I put another one up at the start of the park. Yeah.
Back.
Yeah.
Huh?
Back.
Should have, but it's one of the plastic ones.
What?
The newer plastic ones.
Was that Dr. Bob, sorry?
It's just worded slightly different, so it says the park will be closed, and then you can put the other one up. But as long as there's one on the beach there anyway, it won't matter.
Yeah, a dog just went off like a burglar alarm.
Oh.
Well,
So I went running because I know the bark.
Because at the start of the bitumen, the council's going to get queries. Because a lot of people use that parking bay at the top of the granites for camping. Oh, on the driveway down to the beach. Yeah, right. So, yep. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, sorry, I misunderstood. I thought you were taking. Yeah, no, cool. No, that'd be right then. All right, mate. See ya.
That was a wild few minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Riley went off barking like something seriously wrong. So when he does that and growling, I went and ran, and he's looking out the big sliding door in the back room.
Yep.
I turned the light on and went outside and walked around. And didn't see anybody, but our gate was open, and somebody had been in the yard.
Yep. Sneaky bastards.
And he lays there by the door. He just likes to look outside for some reason. There's a big rug on the floor there, so it's either that or next to me on my bed.
Okay.
Hey, Johnny's live. I better go and have a look. Hang on, I'll catch you later.
No, don't go in there.
Hey, Johnny's live.
So whose chair is in your garden with the little table?
It's mine, But it was normally set forward a bit more, but I needed room yesterday when I had to rearrange my shed for the bigger lathe to fit in, because where this lathe is sitting now was where my workbench was sitting.
Oh, I just
And
thought
where
that
my
was like
lathe, yeah,
the
when my
perfect
lathe,
place for a drink in the shade.
yes, it is.
So I'll give you a guided tour while he's doing that. So
Yeah, hang on.
So this is where the lathe used to be,
Yeah.
just there. And there's the screen that he used to look at. And this is where the bench used to be.
Uh-huh.
Because this lathe is substantially longer, it wasn't going to fit across that length there.
No.
But mate, helped him lift him up. Now he's got to bolt them on.
Yep. Yeah, I hate to sound like an SOB or a preacher, but
Well, if you hate it, you're really good at it, Dr. Bob, if you hate it.
well, the thing is changing heights it takes a real getting used to from lathes, especially that drastic a height difference.
And it does make a big difference, though. I noticed, like I used to prefer turning on my little lathe because the big one was lower. But since I've raised the big one up, it doesn't make any difference.
Yeah. Yeah, and even if you got, to me, his little lathe, I call it a tabletop lathe.
Yeah, benchtop lathe, tabletop lathe,
yeah.
same thing.
I found a washer and I put it in this side.
Yep.
But I can't get the screw down tight enough, so you can have a go if you want. But I can't seem to tighten it anymore. It's like on its the last thread that can be screwed on or something. So I've kind of got it going on a little bit of an angle because the drill won't go straight down anyway.
That's all right. I nearly threw my bloody impact driver in.
Yeah, the way you were talking last night after he dropped going live, I kind of guessed this might happen. Not quite to this extent. You're a great man.
You tell you what, you can, Dr. Bob. I had another reason to come back up to Adelaide, so I wasn't actually being all that altruistic in doing it. But
okay.
But the fact that I had the lathe to be able to throw in the car and bring back was just an added bonus.
Can they say he's modest, at least? No?
My good looks are the only thing that exceed my modesty.
Oh.
Didn't seem too convinced. Spanner or something, or shifter there. Tap up to this thing and see if I can tighten it a bit more.
You know why screwdriver handles are shaped like that? So a ring spanner will fit on them.
Oh, okay. Yep.
You might not have quite drilled your hole deep enough to.
I stole this one. Don't tell anyone, right?
Didn't hear a thing. He said.
Borrowed it from Nissan. Oh. Double ender.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the double-ended screwdriver. I've got 2 or 3 of them. They're so
You're okay as long as you don't have to put too much force on them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes. I suppose I better put one in the front slot too.
Well, if you got to use force, you need something big that you can actually have it
Get
be a
over those.
square shank screwdriver so you can take a good wrench and fasten to it.
Just enough power left in it.
These
So,
young whippersnappers, everything has to be battery powered. Whatever happened to plugging a drill in?
Well, when I pay for one, I'll buy a corded one, but I didn't pay for this one.
Ah,
It got donated with a whole heap of stuff that was just in there. And Yep. Thank you.
yeah, I got a battery-powered vacuum that I've loved, and it finally people keep saying, "Well, it's dead; it won't hold the charge." So the other day I decided, well, time to change the batteries, and I found the battery pack online, brand new. And to put it in is all we need is a soldering iron, and I got those.
A what?
Soldering gun or a soldering iron.
So in Australia we say soldering iron like it's spelt with an S-O-L-D-E-R.
Robbo always gives you shit about that. I just thought I'd better make up for Robbo not being here, you know?
Sounds fair.
Is that fair, Dr. Bob?
Yep.
Yeah, cool. Oh. I wasn't trying to stop.
It's just an old cliche of mine that I learned probably 70 years ago. Well, I can't say that. 65 years ago. Same, only different. I learned that from my Canadian cousins because we had different ways of pronouncing things.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I am listening. I'm just...
Get a couple of good pictures you can post on online so everybody in the group can see them.
I'm pretty sure everyone's seen a plumber's crack before. They don't need to see that.
Worshipping the new lathe on his hands and knees.
Uh-oh! Sid's got a phone in his hand.
But there's no plumber's crack. Pretty sure.
Oh, Sid could be back channel streaming this on our private site, the group site.
Oh.
So all the group members can see you on your hands and knees putting it in.
That's a long way down, I'll tell you.
Probably just
That's fine.
fold up a bit of cardboard or something, stick
Yeah.
under it, and
No, that's all right. I was just having a look to see how I done it.
Well, you got, if you're following online,
There you go. At the end of those benches is the length of my shed.
Oh, it's Star Wars Day tomorrow too.
What's that? Oh, what's that?
May the 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Oh, that's fine.
okay, George, I agree. That's a
He wasn't listening.
that sounds like a pretty stupid law.
Well, how you meant to get your nice young meat then? Huh? That's the best stuff to make jerky out of, you know?
Well, I understand part of it because we've had this weird problem. In order to keep prices down, farmers often slaughter their animals. Not slaughter, it's kill, period.
So if they don't work that absolutely correctly, if you've got a cow that you would normally slaughter at 2 years, its expected lifespan is 2 years, so you can slaughter it at 6 months. That's a quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I understand the problem because in order to keep prices high, a lot of cattlemen and poultry farmers have actually killed their babies early in order to keep the supply limited. Thus, the price stays high, and that's
I'll
just wrong.
actually, Joy, I will say that I will take mutton over lamb any day of the week. Mutton is a much nicer flavour than lamb.
Is it?
So it's got to be 2 years old at least before it's mutton.
Yeah.
All right, I want to knock this on the head and maybe go and have some lunch. Huh? What do you reckon?
Sounds like a fair thing.
Sounds good. All right.
Right.
Thanks for coming in, Dr. Bob and Joy.
Catch you later.
Louis.
Well, thank you, Sid, for everybody that is right there to help you. You got so many people that always wish you goodwill and
Don't know why.
Yeah.
you know,
Got me stuffed.
and it always, I have found it gets repaid.
Yes, I'm very grateful for it. All right.
Yep.
See you later.
Yep.
So, yeah.